vers l'avant. Mais je pense que, comme tu l'as dit, demain, au milieu de terrain, ce sera très important.
Merci. Fred Bleus, l'avenir. Fred, allez-y.
Oui. Bonjour. Je voulais revenir sur ton rôle dans l'équipe qui est essentiel pour l'équilibre. Est-ce que le fait de suivre des cours d'entraîneur, ça t'aide à mieux lire encore le jeu?
Non, je dirais pas ça. Je dirais plutôt ça aide à comprendre quand tu fais les cours d'entraîneur, ça aide à comprendre l'objectif directement de l'entraînement, par exemple. Mais de là à dire que ça m'aide au niveau de mon jeu sur le terrain, je dirais non, parce que bon, ça fait quand même 16 ans que je suis professionnel et j'ai assez d'expérience pour pouvoir gérer ça.
Ok, Fred, merci. Yves Teldeman, l'ADH.
Oui, bonjour Axel. Bonjour. Axel, est-ce que tu ne te dis pas quand même que tu es un miraculé vu les prestations que tu fournis pour le moment? Parce qu'au mois de janvier, il y avait presque personne qui osait parier que tu pourrais jouer à ce niveau-ci à l'Euro.
Miraculé, je sais pas. Après, tout le monde dit ça peut-être parce que je suis revenu, mon retour est à l'Euro et c'est pas un vieux match amical. C'est peut-être pour ça que voilà, tout le monde en parle et que ça fait plus de bruit. Après, c'est vrai qu'il faut toujours un petit peu de chance et tout, mais au final, je reviens à un point, c'est le travail. Et c'est vraiment ce que j'ai fait durant ces 5 mois, pendant ma rééducation. J'ai vraiment travaillé comme un acharné. Et au final, ça a porté ses fruits. Donc, et je suis content d'avoir pu en plus enchaîner les matchs où physiquement, au début, ça n'a pas été simple parce que c'est clair que quand tu es absent 5 mois au niveau du rythme, c'est un peu difficile. Mais voilà, grâce à Dieu, je me sens bien et on est prêt pour demain.
Ok, Yves, merci. Marco Conterio, Italian journalist. Will you ask your question in Italian or in English?
Je réponds en anglais ou quoi?
Ça va, italien? Non.
Je peux comprendre, ouais, mais parler.
I can do it in English if you want, yes. Axel. How have you seen De Bruyne and Hazard in the recent trainings? Have you seen them? Thank you.
Yeah, they are better. So that's really positive. We don't know yet if they will play tomorrow. We will see that only tomorrow. But they feel better than yesterday. So we will see. The coach will take the decision if they will play. Of course, it's better if they are on the pitch for us because they are really important for us. But we will see tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. Jurgen Geril, Nieuwsblad.
Can I add just something? Did Romelu Lukaku told you some secrets about Italy, about the defenders? I mean,
not really. Of course, we spoke about the game, but he didn't say anything special. I think the game will be, especially for Romelu, will be special. And like every game, you just want to give the best for the team.
Okay, thank you, Marco. Thank you, Jurgen.
Axel, bonjour. Quelques années passées, tu as presque signé à Juventus. Est-ce que tu n'as jamais eu un regret que ce transfert n'était jamais finalisé? Parce que la Serie A, ça me semble une compétition pour toi très tactique aussi.
Ouais, bon, c'est vrai que j'ai eu à pas mal de reprises, en tout cas plus d'une fois, la Juventus sur moi. Après, voilà, j'ai décidé de prendre une autre destination. Mais voilà, par rapport à ça, j'ai aucun regret. Si je dois revenir en arrière et revoir les choix que j'ai faits durant ma carrière, je ferai absolument les mêmes.
Ok, Jurgen.
Merci.
Christophe Franken, la dernière heure. Christophe.
Une question par rapport à la conférence de presse des Italiens qui a eu lieu juste avant. Ils expliquent qu'ils ne vont pas s'adapter au jeu belge, ils vont jouer leur jeu offensif habituel. Alors, 2 questions, est-ce que tu les crois? Et si tu les crois, est-ce que ça devient un avantage pour la Belgique? Parce que tout le monde, en général, s'adapte à votre jeu, à vous.
Ouais, c'est un gros quart de finale, donc après c'est normal que les deux équipes, que ce soit nous ou l'Italie, on a envie d'imposer notre jeu. Après, comme je l'ai dit, c'est une équipe où ils sont vraiment forts collectivement. D'ailleurs, c'est une équipe qui m'a le plus plu, en tout cas durant la phase de poule, quand je regardais les matchs. Ils ont des joueurs aussi au milieu de terrain, comme Jorginho ou Verratti, qui ont vraiment de grandes qualités, qui aiment construire le jeu. Après, je pense que l'Italie aussi aime se projeter vite vers l'avant. Donc c'est clair que demain, ce sera pas un match facile, mais nous non plus, on n'est pas là pour s'adapter à qui que ce soit. On doit jouer notre jeu et être courageux. Et surtout ne pas donner, par exemple, les 20 dernières minutes comme quand on a joué contre le Portugal, pardon, où on a carrément arrêté de jouer. Donc demain, on a vraiment tous l'envie de faire un gros match.
Ok, merci Christophe. Bert Maldrink, NOS. Which language will you use, Bert? French or English?
English, please.
Okay.
Hello, Axel.
Hello.
What is the biggest difference between the teams of Italy and Belgium?
I would say maybe we have more individual player who can make the difference. But Italy is a strong team, and I just said before, I really liked how they play when I was watching the game on TV in the stage of group. So it will not be a easy game. They have a player like, for example, in the middle like Jorginho and Verratti, who they are really talented and they have big quality. And so if we are able to stop like this kind of player, I think we can really hurt them. But of course, like I say, it's a really good team with top player. So tomorrow will not be easy.
Oké. Dankjewel. Yuri de Lecour, Belga.
Bonjour Axel. J'imagine que vous avez regardé le match contre l'Autriche. Qu'est-ce que vous en avez retiré d'un point de vue tactique?
Je pense ils n'ont pas eu un match facile du tout. Je pense qu'il y a même eu un but annulé pour l'Autriche. Ou si ce but-là est validé, ils auraient pu être sortis. Mais ça a été différent. Je pense que c'est un match où ils ont quand même souffert. Donc c'est quand même un bon exemple pour nous du fait qu'on peut vraiment leur faire mal. Après, je pense que demain, il faudra simplement être nous-mêmes, tout donner, être courageux quand on a le ballon. Comme je l'ai dit, pas refaire peut-être la même erreur qu'on a fait contre le Portugal, où sur vraiment les 20 dernières minutes, on a arrêté de jouer, on n'a fait que défendre. Et demain, il faudra vraiment être courageux à ce point-là, sur ce point-là, durant tout le match.
Okay, merci Yuri. Walter Perosino, don't know what media he's from, but probably Italy. Which language, please? Walter Perosino.
Allô?
Yes.
Ok, non, je peux parler en français.
Ok.
Et c'est tout au sport de l'Italie. Ciao Axel. Je voudrais comprendre une chose. C'est beaucoup des années que vous jouez tous ensemble, toi, Hazard, Mertens, Lukaku et De Bruyne. Et jusqu'à présent, vous n'avez jamais gagné un gros tournoi international comme le mondial ou le championnat européen. Et on pense que ce tournoi ou le mondial de l'année prochaine sont des occasions pour vous pour faire voir que vous êtes l'équipe nationale numéro 1 au monde, aussi pour les trophées que vous pouvez gagner. Pourquoi vous n'avez jamais gagné quelque chose et vous êtes les meilleures équipes du monde, on voit avec le ranking UEFA, FIFA?
C'est vrai que ça fait longtemps qu'on joue tous ensemble, en tout cas le 3/4 du groupe. Après, on n'a pas été loin sur la dernière Coupe du Monde en Russie. C'est clair qu'on a une super belle génération, qu'on est numéro 1 au classement ranking. Mais pour le moment, on n'a encore rien gagné, on n'a encore rien fait. Après, comme vous l'avez dit, je pense qu'on a encore une chance même jusqu'au Qatar, mais on vit dans le moment présent. Et le moment présent, c'est le match de demain qui est super important, pour nous. Et justement, on a cette envie de faire mieux que la dernière Coupe du Monde en Russie.
Ok, merci. Bart Laga, Nieuwsblad.
Axel, un peu sur le même sujet. Est-ce que tu penses que la Belgique est dans les meilleures conditions que jamais pour finalement jouer une finale et aller plus loin qu'en Russie? Et si c'est le cas, quelles sont les meilleures conditions?
C'est totalement l'objectif, hein, c'est de faire mieux qu'en Russie. Et pour faire mieux qu'en Russie, ça passe par demain contre l'Italie, où ça va pas être un match facile, mais après on a les joueurs et le groupe et l'expérience pour le faire. On sait très bien qu'on a, comme je l'ai dit, on a encore rien gagné, mais justement c'est l'objectif. On a envie de faire mieux qu'en Russie et ça démarre demain.
Ok, merci Bart. La dernière question est pour Fred Bleus, de nouveau de l'Avenir.
Oui, Axel, j'avais une question. Contre le Portugal, en première période, on a vu que sur certaines séquences, tu allais presser assez haut. Est-ce que contre l'Italie, pour gêner le jeu d'infiltration des Italiens, tu pourrais jouer là plus bas et rester plus devant la défense pour garder cet équilibre collectif?
Ça dépend comment ils seront positionnés au milieu de terrain. Si après, ils aiment plutôt décrocher pour venir chercher le ballon, il faudra aussi aller les chercher. Mais c'est vrai que l'Italie aime aussi, comme j'ai dit, se projeter vers l'avant, s'infiltrer du milieu de terrain. Donc il faudra être attentif demain. Donc peut-être que je serai dans un rôle un peu plus, je dirais, défensif, où on devra faire attention au milieu de terrain, aux infiltrations justement des milieux.
Ok Fred, merci beaucoup. Merci tout le monde. Dans quelques instants, on viendra avec le coach. Welcome again now for the press conference of Roberto Martinez, coach of Belgium's national team, the Red Devils. Please raise your hands to ask a question to Roberto Martinez. First, Ludo van der Wallen from het Nieuwsblad. Ludo.
Hi, Roberto.
Hi, Ludo.
Hi, Roberto. Okay, what's the news of Kevin and Aiden? That's the most important thing, I think.
Well, as you know, they didn't join the group this morning. They couldn't train with the group just yet, but probably that's something that we expected. It's been another 24 hours, another 24 hours that they've been positive towards their recovery, but we all know that we are fighting against the time. We're going to take until the last minute to make the decision. Every day that we go by, every time that they can sleep and get 3 meals and get some treatment, we see an improvement. And then we'll see tomorrow if they can be involved or not. Unfortunately, at the moment, we cannot make a decision.
It's not playing any games, not to make the opponent any wiser or anything?
No. I think the approach is to try to get the players fit. And we are in a tournament mode. That means that if they cannot play tomorrow, by being with the team and by working with us, they are here in Munich. We're going to try to get them fit as quick as we can. And we need to work in that way. That's not being arrogant. That's just trying to see if we can get them fit for the next few games. Obviously, it'll be difficult for tomorrow. I think, obviously, a soft tissue injury, maybe in Eden's case, maybe it's difficult for a game like tomorrow. And for Kevin, it's a little bit different. Having a ligament problem maybe is a bit different. But it's more a medical decision. At the moment, it's not a football decision. Tomorrow will become a medical decision in the afternoon, and then we'll make a football decision after that.
Okay, Ludo, thank you.
Thank you.
Yves Teldeman.
Coach, the FA Cup final in 2013 was against Manchester City with Wigan, with Roberto Martinez. Is that maybe, sorry, one of the most sensational victories of your young coaching career?
Well, of course, yeah, and I think if you put the final into context, you're talking about the England champions against probably the underdogs, and it was a story just to see in the FA Cup, the most famous cup competition in European football, to have a small team arriving to the final was the success. Now, to win it, I don't think anyone expected that. And I think it just gives you the magic of the FA Cup in the British game, and it's been since then a story that has always been stimulating and inspiring for other clubs to try to reach the FA Cup final. Obviously, it was very special for Wigan Athletic and everyone connected, but it shows you that over 90 minutes in a cup, anything could happen. And I think we are in the same position. Tournament football, we've seen some big surprises already, and that's modern football is the case. But I'm sure I've spoken with Yuri Tillemans, and he told me about his feelings by winning the FA Cup final, so I hope he can carry on in that way tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, can the one Roberto still surprise the other one, or don't you have surprises for each other anymore?
Well, I think obviously you're seeing the two best teams statistically in this competition. This is a very different game in that respect. Obviously, two teams that they won 14 games from qualification and group phase. That's a record. I think it's only Germany that they did that in the previous years. So I think it's a shame that we have to face each other in quarterfinals. I think it's a game, again, we had to face Portugal really early. We have to face Italy. I really think it's a shame for both national teams that we face each other at this stage. But I think it's the quality of this tournament, and we need to be ready for it. So not a lot of secrets, just statistically two very good teams that they look like club teams, the way they play with a lot of synchronization. And tomorrow's game is going to go to very small details.
Thanks, Yves.
Thanks, good luck.
Marco Conterio, Tuttosport Web.
Hello, Mr. Martinez. My question, okay, you already answered on De Bruyne Hazard, which is our main question in Italy. Is there any single player that you will try to get away from Italy? The most dangerous one, maybe?
I think obviously we have huge respect for every single player that he makes this team such a strong team. I think it's fair to say that the Italian side is made of fantastic individuals, but they make an incredible unselfish role, and he makes this team so strong. They all press with a lot of energy, very dynamic, a lot of numbers on the counterattacks. They defend really, really well as a unit. So if I was going to highlight an individual quality, it would be the way that a national team can play so well and so synchronized. And I think that's down to the coach. I think what Roberto Mancini has done with his team, that's the reason why they've been undefeated for 31 games.
Okay, thank you. One more?
Is Italy so the less Italian squad that you've ever seen?
I don't know. I think obviously modern football changes a lot. I think the modern football makes you be very flexible. So I wouldn't say, obviously I'm not an expert to talk in that way from Italian perspective. But what I do feel that this team has kept all the real resolute and winning aspects that Italy always have in tournaments, and then he's added this modern, flexible aspect of being able to be a dynamic team that he can defend very quickly, very high, and quite happy to be in 1v1 situations all over the park. So I think it's a combination, and I think in football you need to be adaptable, you need to be flexible without losing your DNA, and I don't think this Italian side has lost the DNA of the good Italian national teams.
Thank you. Christophe Lieberlo, Belang van Limburg. Christophe.
My question is, Roberto, could you emphasize, please, in one word, what's the biggest difference between Italy and Belgium? And the second question, what would you really like to see from your own team tomorrow? What's the most important you would like to see tomorrow?
Well, it's difficult. I think we are very different because obviously we are made of very different individuals and different players. We've been together. I think the biggest difference would be, if you want, that Italy, they've been building up towards this tournament and they're growing together and they've becoming resolute and really strong after not accumulating defeats for 31. We are different. I think we've been growing through being in Russia 2018 together. I think the emotions and having to beat teams like Brazil and having to overcome difficulty of being 2-0 down against Japan and having to adapt to different styles. I think we've been through a longer journey, and probably the experience of these players allows you to do that. And I would say that what I want to see tomorrow is I want to see our players enjoying all the hard work that they put in the last 5 years. The work is to be in games like tomorrow. They need to enjoy it, they need to be themselves, and all we need to do is to improve what we did against Portugal. And I think that's a very clear line of our approach to the game.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Christophe. Bert Maalderink, NOS, the Netherlands. Bert, are you still there? No, not for the moment. Then we go to Jonas Bernard, Sud-Press. Jonas Bernard, Sud-Press.
Coach, I wanted to know, I guess the relation with Roberto Mancini is good. What do you like from him as a coach in his work and in his philosophy?
Well, I really enjoy tactical coaches, and he took the Premier League by storm when he arrived. It was the way that he got that mentality of believing that Manchester City could win the league and winning the league in the manner that they did it. I think that's just a pure reflection of Roberto Mancini's work. So from that point of view, I think you can see the way that he likes to work with the team from a psychological point of view, that competitive nature, making a group very, very strong, and the priority in that dressing room to all the concepts that we see in this Italian team playing with a very dynamic approach, really strong on the counter. They defend very quickly. They defend very high. They apply pressure. They're very dynamic. And And I think that's probably the biggest attribute that Roberto Mancini has as a coach, is that meticulous approach tactically. And that's something that he's been doing for a long, long time. And you can see clearly in his work in the national team. I know how difficult it is to work in the way that you want to work at a club level into the international football. And I think Roberto Mancini has done it with real ease and with exemplary ways.
Okay.
Yeah, I have another quick question. Yeah, just one question. Can you explain how did you proceed with Roberto Mancini before the Euro to get this list with 26 players? How did you work with Italian Federation and also England?
Yes, but I think it was just a very quick conversation and trying to share the views and the worries that we had. And I think you can see now that because of the uncertainty during the tournament, with the amount of traveling, the restrictions, the protocols, I think it was the right call. Even in our case, you can see the injuries to Simon Mignolet and Timothy Castagne, and now every national team is speaking injuries. It was expected. Such a demanding season for all the players. When they come to a tournament football, everything gets amplified, and we expected that rate of injuries would increase probably 20 to 21%. And we shared the views that Roberto Mancini and the Italian Federation proposed, and I think then there were other federations to follow, and it was a really quick way to try to help the competition from a coach's point of view.
Okay. Merci. Een nieuwe second attempt voor Bert Maalderink, NOS. There he is.
Bert Maalderink?
Ja.
Ja, gelukkig. Is Kevin De Bruyne the key to win tomorrow? That's my first question. The second question is, after this press conference, you have a walk through the stadium with the players. Is that very useful?
Obviously, Kevin De Bruyne is, in my eyes, is the best playmaker in world football. And then any coach would like to have the best at their positions and in their jobs available. But obviously, we need to have players that they are fully fit, and we'll find out that tomorrow. Today, at the moment, it's very difficult to know, because at the moment, Eden and Kevin, they follow in individual programs, and it will be a medical decision tomorrow. Today, at the end, we train in Belgium, in Tubize. We adapted into that way, and majority of the players know this stadium. We got a lot of players based in Germany, and they know it well. So it's only a little walk for the staff.
Okay, thank you. Yuri Delecour, Belga.
I presume you see the game between Italy and Austria. What did you learn from this game?
Well, I think this tournament sends you a different challenge when you play away from home. I think that's the first thing. I've seen an Italian team playing in Rome with an incredible familiarity and with a way of playing that it reminds me how Denmark plays in Copenhagen or how England plays in Wembley. And I think that's a real key of this tournament. National teams playing at home is very different than when you play away from home. But obviously what you see with this Italian team is that they're ready to compete, they're ready to go into the last second, they're very clear in the way they want to play, and through difficulties in that second half against Austria, they kept doing the right things, and they could make changes, and players coming in, doing exactly the same role. So it's a real clarity and a real synchronization, and it's a very, very tight unit. You see a national team that they work like a club level team, and I think that's a huge compliment to the coach, the staff, and all the players involved.
Okay, merci. Dernière question, last question for Valentin Schnork de Le Matin. Valentin Schnork, Le Matin.
Hey, Roberto. You said before that you need to improve from the game against Portugal. But what did you learn from this game, and how it can be useful for the game of tomorrow?
Well, a lot, because when you face the European champions, the champions of the Nations League, and the quality of the individuals that we had in front of us, to be able to keep a clean sheet is because we work really well off the ball. I think in the first half we scored a very good goal from open play. We created a real threat. And then there are always things that we want to be improving. I think that's the nature of the coaches, and we are a little bit of a strange creatures. We're never happy. We won and we qualified, but you want to improve, and that's probably our measurement. But I was delighted with the attitude. I was delighted with how we cope, losing important players, and that's just the line that we need to carry on in this tournament. Tomorrow we're going to be facing another top team, or probably statistically the best team alongside Belgium in this tournament, 14 straight victories, even though the last one was in extra time. But this is a record that only Germany achieved before, so it must be a good parameter of the team that we're facing tomorrow.
Okay, thanks all. Thanks, coach. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
¿Lo ves? Tiene la hierba ahí. ¿Ves? Plaza. Sí. Y cuando lo ves, es un trozo que está mal, tac, ponen directamente otro. Eso es. A mí me gusta más. Sí, pero como fútbol, estos estadios, lástima es que solo haya 12 personas. Stadium. Some cover.
mais je vais muter. Je ne pas les notifications. Et j'ai envie de lire et jouer. Ça te met dans le mood de club, tu vois.
Last one on the white light. Yeah, it's going to go on that white light.
Roberto, tough game last time out against Portugal, and it doesn't get any easier, I guess, with